Welcome to Global Risk Community Chat. Today our guest is Giomar Antonio Ruíz Tinco. I'm very happy to have you here today. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Esli. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So before we get into our discussion for today, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Giomar. I'm 35 years old. I'm working cybersecurity. I have like 8 years of experience. So my main experience is in cyber defense. I work as a CISO. So uh, I want to share my experience with you, Esli.
Yes. Sounds great. So what kind of experience, what kind of topic you would like to share today with us?
Well, I like to make a point of the importance of using a framework to cyber defense to measure the like cyber defense KPI for the C levels.
Yes. Sounds good. So what are some key things when it comes to making a framework then, or all these things?
It's very difficult for a C level to know the importance of the cybersecurity. So it's very difficult for a CISO to talk to a financial manager and get a budget for cyber defense. So I think that the most important part is to them to know the return of investment that they are that we are bringing to the company in terms of security. So it's important to be part and to know how to explain the return of investment, so they can know they can expect which areas they are covered for the security. So they are not very technical in this area, and maybe we can start bringing elements that cryptography or access or backups and something like that, and they will be it can be very messy, for the C levels to know this part. So it is important to get a framework and put some KPIs for them to know how they are going to manage this topic.
This is actually something I also hear often with the risk managers when they want to communicate to the executives, because they don't tend to understand what sometimes all these can mean. So from what I understand, then a framework should be for something to help communicate the ROIs or the KPI and everything to the executives rather than to your own team, but more towards the focus on executives understanding.
Yeah, because when you have a team like with some experience of cybersecurity, they know all the frameworks. They know the ISO, they know the FPEC, or there may be no NIST. But if you're trying to explain that to a C level or to a CEO, they are not getting familiar with these frameworks. But I think that the important part is to make an assessment and put a number of the maturity of cybersecurity of the company. That's what I always do when I approach cybersecurity teams, and I make presentations for a C-level management. So for me, that's the most important part of getting a budget, because in my experience, I work in a lot of companies that the maturity is not very high. So I try to put a number of that, maybe 10% or 20%, and it's a beginning part of cybersecurity maturity. So I told them in order to get a full comply of ISO, we need to bring some budget. We need to bring some money to get ready to improve some special products, for example, access or for example, backups, or for example, we need to make good encryption, or we need to make some policies, security policies. We need to protect our data. So maybe we need to put some framework of GDPR, or maybe a Peruvian, a Colombian law to get the protection of our data. So it is important to, if they are bringing some money, they know how the return of the money is getting good to the company. So I tell them, if we are gonna buy some tools for cybersecurity, we need to improve like 20% more of the KPI that we are bringing to the beginning of the meetings. So maybe we get with the number, you know. So I say that at the end of this quarter, we may be getting to the 50% of the KPI of security. So they know what to expect from a CISO or from a information security area or cybersecurity area. When they get a number, it's easier for them to know the return of their money, you know.
Yeah. Sounds good. So mainly just putting numbers into these framework or explanations is during these presentations seems to be the way to go. So can you share some maybe extra takeaway points with our viewers? Because of course this is a very important one, but are there any additional ones you would like to share?
Yeah. You know, I mean, for me, the most important part is like make a first assessment. You know, when you make the first assessment of information security, you get the started number. So maybe that's the baseline to get a strategy from cybersecurity, and you can compare it with other companies in your same country, or maybe in the same industry. So it is very important to make a benchmark and a goal. You know, where am I going? So if you are a bank and you need to get some good numbers in cybersecurity, but maybe if you work in a company that is not regulated, maybe the numbers are the goals are not very high. But right now in this moment, and with all the COVID situation, we are all in the same. We are all aware of cybersecurity because every company suffers some attacks, and we are maybe the same for the hackers. Information is valued in all the companies. So my recommendations to all CISOs, or all persons that work in cybersecurity, is to make the assessment and put a beginning number to the strategy.
Thank you so much for sharing that as well. And with that being said, unfortunately, we have run out of our time for today. So I want to thank you once again for joining us today, sharing your insights, these important information that is hopefully very valuable to all our audience, and especially the CISO or cybersecurity officials. So thank you.
Thank you, Essay. It was a pleasure.
Have a great day.